Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine. The time to say yes to your dreams and aspirations is here.
Now, you've been in this business now for over 2 decades. What will you say has kept you going?
Over 3, actually.
Okay.
Over 3 decades. Yeah, I started young.
So what will you say has kept you going?
You know, I think at some point, everybody gets to a point where you just ask yourself, what next? You know, where do I go from here? Do people still really appreciate what I bring to the table? You have to find that encouragement is within you. But I also think that we're also blessed because we are two. Sometimes when one person is feeling low, the other person will, ginger them, and the other person will encourage you. Maybe when you're just feeling like, where somebody... The other person will say, listen to this, I just put this together or something, So you have to find that encouragement within yourself. But sometimes it comes from fans also. The times you step out, you go somewhere, somebody sees you somewhere and, just goes all gaga. Like, man, we need music from you, and it makes you encouraged, like, okay, we're going to do something. Don't worry, we're going to do something. So I think as an artist, as an entertainer, as somebody who God has given a talent, you never stop, and you should never stop. Your audience might shrink from when you were much younger, but you should do it for those people who still care, those people who still want to hear. There's always an alternative sound. There's always something different from what everybody else is doing that some people want. That's what they want to hear. So we shall continue. We shall continue to encourage ourselves. We're still here. We're here for the long.
Now, in all your years in show business, what has been the toughest challenge that you have faced?
Last year wasn't easy, brother. I don't know, but last year wasn't easy, man. It's like everything kind of shut down at a point, and nothing was working. I mean, it got to a point because I know you know how we operate. We still have staff. We pay salaries too. You get to a point where you have to ask yourself, do you let these people go? Do you let these people go? Nothing was happening. The entertainment space was totally dead. Nothing was happening. So you have to find a balance. That do I continue to pay these people for my savings? But then you ask yourself, where do you throw them to the wolves? Where do they go? When you tell them to go, where do they go? So at the end of the day, I think it was tough last year for me as a person, as a father, as a boss. It was the toughest year for me. I mean, you just had to grind the year through. There was nothing happening. Nothing. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. And the amount of people who reached out to me that time for help and assistance, it was overwhelming. Some people I hadn't heard from in 10 years. Some people I had not heard from, like, in 15 years, 20 years. I had not even heard from them. They will find your number and they will call and call. My family, I say, man, oh boy, it's not as if I'm in a bubble somewhere. I'm also out of society, man.
Interesting.
was a tough year.
Interesting. Interesting. Now you do the same thing, with your wife. How does that make you feel, and what has the experience been like?
Well, we started out together. For me, I think most importantly, we started from ground zero. So I would say we've just gotten used to it, because we met on stage. I mean, we met in university, so we met as artists. So it's just been something we've always done. I mean, I met Wumi in 1988. So this year makes it 33 years that we've been together. It's become a part of us. Of course, with time, we've diversified and done individual things here and there, for business, just to keep things going. But as artists, I think I don't see any other life. I think it's been true all the way, and I'm used to that. I can't even now sit down and imagine, okay, doing an album on my own, or I think it's what it is what it is, We're a group, and that is, I'm hoping that people, I'm glad that people have also accepted us, that way.
All right. Now, you and Wumi,
yeah,
like you said, both of you have come a long way. You've been together for 33 years. What would you say is the secret? What has kept both of you going?
I think a lot of people maybe looking from outside will think, oh, we never have any issues at all. That's definitely not true. But we've never had any really serious issues either. And what has kept us going is the fact that right from the beginning, if you had known us then, we are really in love with each other. It's not a matter of where we are, where we were. It's about Wumi is my person. I don't know how else I can describe it. She's my person. She's like, she's my. When you say you have a person, this is my person. This is somebody I believe in. I trust implicitly. Like when it comes to our welfare, my children, anything that concerns us, there's nothing I can't tell her. So I think it's just that love. There's a bond that I don't think even we can explain. If for any reason we have a reason not to agree, or not to talk to each other, or we don't do the not talking to each other thing. But let's say we're having some kind of disagreement, the two of us will not be able to function properly until we solve that thing. So if you have that kind of relationship, I mean, it's almost like I have people who I regard like friends, but like real friends. So I know the meaning of friendship, but my wife is my person. It is like another part of me. So that's how it's been. So I think that's what has just taken us through. And then luckily for us, I think we met when there was nothing. We met when we had nothing. We hadn't achieved anything musically. We hadn't done anything. So we met and grew together as a couple. And I think for that simple reason, nobody can do stuff on the other one. We're just Tunde and Wumi. She's Wumi to me, I'm Tunde to her. And that's how we've always seen each other. The rest of what we do is what we do. And that's it. Interesting.
Words that Lift Your Soul and Uji Ozaku, they are commending you people for taking everything concerning your marriage off the social media space, and also for being a huge inspiration to the younger ones. So I mean, thank you very much. Thank you for that commendation.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Actually, I was watching one interview on TV. So somebody was asking, they were discussing about entertainment and couples, and they were trying to say, oh, this person has broken up, that person has broken up, this person has broken up. And then they were now struggling to remember names of people in entertainment that have stayed together over the years. And they couldn't. So I was just laughing to myself like, it's always the way the world works now is that negativity sells. Anything that's on the negative side sells. In fact, if you want to make people notice anything you are doing, just take it to the negative side, and that kind of, it hurts my heart a lot, because I think as Nigerians we are more creative than that. So you find that when people talk about negative things, they can reel off names, but when they want to talk about positive things, names become very difficult for them for some reason, because those people are not in the media space all the time, or those people are not in your faces. The people in your faces are the ones who seem to go to the left, and the people who seem to go to the right are more quiet and reserved people, so they don't really get the same kind of the accolade, I want to say. Nobody really praises you when you're doing good things, but once it seems as if you're going left, then it's everywhere. It's on all the blogs. People celebrate that. So, which is why you find that most people in the entertainment industry use negative things to sell their market these days. I wish that could change. I really do.
Interesting. So, what is the nicest thing about being in the same profession with your wife?
100% understanding of what we do, so that if for example, as an artist, I'm married, well, because I'm more of a laid back person, I might not have had problems with anybody I married if the person was not in the entertainment industry, because I live my life like an open book, really. My wife always knows where I am or what I'm doing. I'm very open. But I think the best part is the fact that you don't have to explain. There are times when putting out new music and promoting it is quite taxing financially. The way it works in Nigeria now, all over the world actually, you spend a lot of money to get your content viewed or seen by people. So you find that when it comes to that period where we need to do a new project or we're pushing something new, we both understand. And a lot of luxuries will fall by the wayside, and then we know we can focus without... You don't have to butt heads with somebody to try to explain why things are a bit rough or why things are a bit slow, at home, because we're trying to put out something new, which hopefully will bring in, funds eventually as well. So that's the best. That's actually the best side. There's no need for long story when it comes to
for long story.
Okay. When you're doing your music, and your partner is not involved in what you do, they will not understand why so much is being expended on what you're doing. It's a business like any other business. You invest, and by God's grace, you reap from your investment. So that's the best side. We don't need to talk too much.
Okay.